At this time, we would like to welcome you and ask that you please stand and join us in singing our country's national anthem. Hold forward. Folks, we would like to welcome you to this, our fall concert. Gentlemen, as the madrigals are walking off stage, we would like to file on and get into position. For those of you that do not know me, my name is Mr. Ethan Kinkle. I'm the choir director at Sebastian River Middle School. And I just want to thank you for being here tonight. What a fantastic, lovely, big crowd. We absolutely love this. Just a couple quick housekeeping items. First and foremost, we got to start with thank yous. I want to thank, first of all, the SRMS administration and teachers and staff for supporting our choral program. Are there any Sebastian Middle School employees that are in the audience? Please stand so we can thank you for being here. Are you here? Yeah. As an added general rule, none of this musical process is possible without all of our school district employees that always help support the arts. So if you are a school district of Indian River County employee whatsoever, thank you for all you do for our kids, and please stand so we can thank you. All school district employees. I want to thank our fantastic Sebastian Middle School choir parents who always help make these things run very smoothly. Just a few that kind of have gone above and beyond. Miss Kirsten Mock, Mr. and Mrs. George and Brenda Waddell, Miss Jennifer Patty, Mr. Laporta, and Mr. and Mrs. Jones. All of our choir parents that help make this possible. Please stand if you are an SRMS choir parent. We thank you. Some of you may realize we have, well, it's not a special guest, it's like 82 special guests. I want to send a really big thank you, heartfelt thank you to the Indian River Charter High School Choir and their director, Mr. Gary Miller, for just really digging the vibes on this collaboration. And being here tonight for some great music and singing on this program and with our kids. So Indian River Charter folks, we thank you. Talking more of the fantastic folks at First Baptist Church who are always willing to host us, especially the Dr. Michael Carter. Thank you. Fantastic lady. Apparently, my word for the evening is fantastic, so sorry. This tremendous lady I've known for about 5 years and has always helped our choir sound super fantastic. So, without further ado, I would like to thank Miss Joanne Knott, our fantastic assistant. One parent I forgot to mention, I even wrote it and I glazed right over it. I don't think I said her name is Barb Sparling. You are the bomb.com. She's always doing that. I see you. Thank you. Last but not least, to all of my students, past, former, present, future, some of whom are singing in the charter high school these days, I thank you. You make my job really awesome. And shake and bake, my kids. Thank you. Without further ado, you all are a great audience, so just a couple little etiquette things. At this time, please look at your electronic device, make sure it's on silent. Even if it has an awesome ringtone, make sure it's on silent. Please refrain from flash photography during the concert, as the audience members around you as well as the students could be sensitive. Please supervise all children at all times. If there is an emergency, obviously, please leave your seat if there's an emergency. Otherwise, please stay in your seat. If there is like a restroom emergency, please try to wait until after a song is finished to use the restroom. You will know that it's the end of a song when we start clapping. So that's your cue. And even though this might not be your sanctuary, this is someone's sanctuary. So please refrain from eating, drinking, and ideally chewing gum, although I know some of y'all just came from dinner and probably have a little gum going on, but definitely please no eating or drinking in this fine establishment. So without further ado, are you ready for a little bit of music? All right, let's do this.
This is our boys ensemble. We're the only one in the county. I forgot to introduce them. They're going to be great.
Boys, y'all ready? You feel good? All right, here we go.
As I went down in the valley to pray, studying about that good old way, and who shall wear that starry crown? Good Lord, show me the way. Oh, sisters, let's go down, come on down. Oh, sisters, let's go down in the valley to pray. Down in the valley to As I went down in the valley to pray, studying about that good old way, and who shall wear that robe and crown? Good Lord, show me the way. Oh, brothers, let's go down, come on down. Oh, brothers, let's go down in the valley to pray. Oh, down in the valley to pray. I've got to walk that lonesome valley. I've got to walk it by myself. Oh, nobody else can walk it for me. I've got to walk it by myself. As I went down in the valley to pray, studying about that good old way, and who shall wear that starry crown?
good. You're good. So just have fun. Have too much fun. It is okay to laugh at the appropriate parts of this next song. So if you feel laughter, it is okay. Serious? Don't make sure you do it.
You ought to see my Cindy, she lives away down south, and she's so sweet the honeybee swung around her mouth. Get along home, Cindy, Cindy, get along home, Cindy, Cindy, get along home, Cindy, Cindy, I'll marry you someday. Get along home, Cindy, Cindy, get along home, Cindy, Cindy, get along home, Cindy, Cindy, I'll marry you someday. I wish I was a rich man with cash in several banks. I sure would buy nice things for her to hear her whisper thanks. Get along home, Cindy, Cindy, get along home, Cindy, Cindy, get along home, Cindy, Cindy, I'll marry you someday. Get along home, Cindy, Cindy, get along home, Cindy, Cindy, get along home, Cindy, Cindy, I'll marry you someday. It's Cindy in the springtime, it's Cindy in the fall. If I can't have my Cindy, I'll have no girl at all. Get along home, Cindy, Cindy, get along home, Cindy, Cindy, get along home, Cindy, Cindy, I'll marry you someday. Get along home, Cindy, Cindy, get along home, Cindy, Cindy, get along home, Cindy, Cindy, I'll marry you someday. Oh, Cindy got religion. She had it once before. But when she hears my old friend Joe, get along home, Cindy, Cindy, get along home, Cindy, Cindy, get along home, Cindy, Cindy, I'll marry you someday. Get along home, get along home, get along home, Cindy, Cindy, I'll marry you someday, someday, someday. Get along home.
Well, that was fun, right? That was our boys ensemble. They meet as a class. We have an alternating A week, B week schedule. So some days I get them first thing in the morning. So when they come in, it's kind of like. And then on B weeks, I have them at the end of the day, and it's like, yeah, we're doing this thing. So they work really hard. They're a lot of fun, and they've grown so much, and we're very proud of them. Our next group to go is our beginning girls choir, who are actually being accompanied by our intermediate girls choir. Beginning girls, raise your hand. Hey. Yeah, so these are our brand new, first time to choir ever, so they've been in choir for not even 2 months, and then intermediate girls are up front. So they've been with us for 2 years. So our next selection is called Clouds.
Shine
Wasn't that just lovely? Yay, thank you. Our next group to perform is the SRMS concert choir. So these are 7th and 8th graders that have been, they've done their year of choir for the most part, and they've gotten the director's recommendation to continue on and do some really great singing. Y'all know how to file on where you're good? Cool. And we're doing 2 pieces, one of which is called Break Forth into Singing, and the other one is called Al Tambor, which is in Spanish. So please do let us know how we do on the Spanish pronunciation, because we don't sing in Spanish very often. So I think that was a fun experience for them. So without further ado, the SRMS concert choir. Can you move over this way just one? Yeah, good. Perfect. Go back where you were. Good.
Thank you.
Our next group to, ooh, that's a good, Mike. Our next group to perform are the SRMS Madrigal Singers. This is our audition group of 7th and 8th graders that have been with us for at least 1 year in choir. This is our showcase group. This is the group that travels the country. You've probably maybe heard or seen. Where did we go last year? I don't remember. Was that the Charleston one or was that too far? Okay, we went to Charleston, South Carolina, Charlotte, North Carolina. This is the group that hits the road and lives like rock stars. So we do. It's great. We went to Paula Dean's restaurant, and then the same night went to a barbecue place in the same day. We didn't eat for a week after that. It was great. But these are the SRMS Madrigal Singers. I did want to make an announcement. I even wrote it on my music because otherwise I'd forget. After the charter high school set, as we're getting ready for the grand finale, I do want to let you know, I know we don't do tickets, admissions, or anything, but we will have a few choir parents coming around with donation buckets. If you find it in the kindness and goodness in your heart to help support the arts and music in our schools, we very much do appreciate it. It is no obligation, but we are pretty much entirely self-funded. So after the charter high school sings their set, because I will be in a different location. We'll just say that. Just want to give you a heads up. It's a surprise, though. It's a surprise. Train.
While we're making the transition, I want to do a little sales job on you. I've been teaching for 33 years. All have been right here in Indian River County. And I'm speaking primarily to the parents of the Sebastian River Middle School students and to your administrators. I've seen a lot of music in this community, and you know that with the bands and the orchestras and the choirs. You have in your north end of the county the finest middle school choir program that I have ever seen in this community. And I hope you understand what a jewel you've got there. And it is primarily and strictly because Ethan's commitment to your children. Someone that can inspire kids, especially the middle school age, and this is a serious conversation, can inspire the level of commitment, loyalty, and the pursuit of excellence. And they just keep coming back for more abuse. You know, it would seem today that there are so many folks who are afraid that our kids are going to be too good. And you know what? I'll never buy that, and I hope you won't either. And tonight's a good example, and I tell this to you kids. You need to be appreciative and enjoy and treasure these few moments in your life because they truly are special. And I know that athletics gets a lot of a glorification process. My first love was baseball. I played baseball in high school, and I loved it. But I got to tell you, the arts and music is something I can do for life, and it changed my life to some degree. And it can fit into everything and every aspect. The only other thing I want to say is, you know, they're doing some pretty serious music. And a lot of times I get asked, well, why don't you do some of that Georgia-Florida line or some of that Wrong Direction and Temptations and things like that? And my comment to that is simply this. We're an educational institution. We're not an entertainment factory. Would you send your children to their literature class to read Spider-Man and Superman comic books? That's why we choose to do that. So, again, treasure what you've got and what these kids are doing and the leadership that Ethan provides for them. What a fine, positive character that he represents in your community. And I hope you will take the time to tell him thank you for his, honestly, it's a sacrifice. It really is. So please make sure you do that. Behind you is my students. These are the Charter High School kids. And we're going to do some kind of serious music for you too. We're going to start out with a song called Zoom Gali Gali. It is a work song. It is a folk song in the Hebrew tradition. like to do real current music. That song was written in 1548, by the way. The next song we're going to feature our girls' choir in a song called Canticle of Winter. But I made a huge mistake, and I'm glad Ethan introduced his accompanist, and I'd like to do the same. Miss Susie Reiser is our accompanist. Susie was an elementary music specialist for close to 40 years, and most of it right here, and has sent many, many kids through our upper schools, and just still staying active, supporting everything in the schools, and music especially. So we love her tremendously. And I see her all the time. She also plays for me at church, so it's great. Canticle of Winter.
Gentle snow starts falling.
Just one more commercial real quick. One thing that I do believe in the high school is being prepared for the kids to come in and meeting their needs, but also trying to help parents understand and how to navigate the course from high school into the career force. And I'm so blessed and fortunate that I have some good friends that are into the college planning programs. And you'll find an insert in your program tonight. And this is truly a commercial, but it's one that I highly endorse. And this is to parents. College funding solutions. I would highly encourage you to look at this and what they're going to do. They're offering some workshops for you. I'm speaking primarily to the 8th grade parents. Trust me, there are not, unless you, literally, seriously, unless you have one of those phenomenal 10-year-olds that's graduating now, okay, they're that smart, or if you don't have an athlete, it's very hard to get a scholarship anymore. You'll get some, but it's very difficult. It's better not to trust chance, but plan ahead. And I would encourage you to look at this brochure and call and make a reservation and attend their workshops, just so you can get a head start on it. They're very, 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 very knowledgeable on how to do this, and they can, it's from filling out the multiple forms and other things that you can do to try to help pay for the cost of college. Listen, Mom and Dad, there's no reason for kids to graduate with a $100,000 debt. Not from college. It is not necessary if you're willing to seek it out. You'll also find a Chipotle thing in there. We're doing a fundraiser Tuesday night. If you're in Vero Beach, go to Chipotle. We're having a spirit night there. You have to show them that brochure or just simply tell them, hey, I'm here to support the charter high school. And 50% of everything they take in that night, they're going to give to us. And we need it. We're going to Carnegie Hall in March. We've been invited to go up there and stand. And lastly, an invitation. Come visit us. There's a million myths out there about my school. I've worked 16 years in the school district, and I cannot complain about my experience there. But I've been at 17 years at the charter, and it's been a wonderful ride there too. And we are not the school where the bad kids go. Okay? We're not the school where the extremely brilliant go. Look behind me. Our kids are just like your kids. They're going to the same colleges, going into the same workforce, going into the military. We just have a different environment. And we know we're not for everybody. But I would encourage you, call me, and we'll put a tour together for you. Let your child sit in and sing with us in the choir. It's not anything but public school, folks. We take the same tests you do, your kids do, and but our scores are exceeding the local, state, and national averages now, including our AP exams. And our last song is built on a poem by Edgar Allan Poe. Yes, it's kind of one of those weird things, okay? And it's about guilt. It's called Telltale Heart. And then we're going to bring the middle school up to join us. Ethan's going to do a disappearing act and somehow get them all started. It'll be really cool.
And
that concludes the concert. You can meet your children outside and have a lovely evening and drive safe.